Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. All right. All right, guys. Hello. Tanjiro, how are you? How are you? How are you? This is breaking news, guys. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. So we're going to be talking about this as we as we go, because it's happening as we speak. Like, I didn't know that they had a this is like 4 hours ago that they reported it in the newspapers, so we're going to just go with it, guys. Guinea-Bissau is the latest African country to have a coup. Oh, damn. What's going on with my chair? There we go. It's the latest African nation to have a coup. That is what we're dealing with here. I'm trying to get this fan so it can get my camera. There we go. So my camera doesn't overheat. Make sure my audio has background noise reduction. Okay, good. Let me know if my audio is okay. Anthony Walker, how are you? How are you? How is everybody? Hi, Arklin. This is amazing. Wow. You're saying it's amazing that they're having a coup? I mean, are you celebrating this? Are you celebrating it? Are you celebrating? If you're on Substack, leave a comment so I know who's here. Dr. Cherry Watts, how are you? Sound is great. Okay, Toyin Falade, how are you? Toyin Falade, I got your messages. Thank you very much for your suggestions. I appreciate it. Guys, Guinea-Bissau has gone down. Well, I don't even know I can say it has gone down, but we have a coup. We have another coup. What I'm trying to do now is actually to now start finding some strategic, where is it? Okay, so it is right on the coast near Mali. It is not bordered with Mali because there's Gambia and Senegal. All right. All right. Some people are saying it's a fake coup. Some people are saying it's a fake coup. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, guys, introduce yourselves as you come in. Let me know who's in here. Let me know who is in here. Hello, everybody. Oct Baby 88, how are you? You were waiting for me to speak about this. This only just happened, though. This only literally just happened. Like, I wouldn't have even had much time to talk about it. Like, this is literally just happened. Guinea-Bissau, you know what's so funny? I was wondering why they were talking to why French press were the ones talking about it, because people. Okay, so it's a Portuguese colony. What? This is what I want to understand about these guys, because let me actually see this. Hold on. I'm going to find something out here. You see, that's the funny thing. Yeah, I'm looking at it because there was competition between France. Because I always thought that France had a lot of influence on Guinea-Bissau, which I'm reading that it does. That's what I'm reading here. I'm reading that it does. That it does have a lot of influence over them. You know? But we're going to look at the story in a second. I just wanted to make sure everybody gets in here. We're going to look at the story. Nigeria on course to follow Guinea-Bissau. Listen, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. You see, he did. That's what I'm saying. Saucy Lopez said he visited Macron very often. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a damn about who colonized them. That Guinea-Bissau, France has its grubby paws in all of those countries. All those countries in that West African region, France has its grubby paws all over those countries. I'm telling you. Because guys are telling me that it's a Portuguese I don't care whether it's a Portuguese colony or not. All Portugal has is Cristiano, who's doing bicycle kicks in Saudi Arabia. I saw his goal on the weekend. That's all Portugal have. It's Cristiano. That's it. If you say the name Portugal, like that's all you think about is Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't think about anything else. You know? Anyway, guys, wow. Wow. And you know what? The way you've got to think about this is that it's more about the strategic positioning. You see what I'm saying? It's the strategic positioning. Regardless of what it is in the franc zone. It's in the franc zone. So losing Guinea-Bissau to the military for France is a disaster. It's a disaster. You know? I'm just setting up these things, detail. Let's get this set up. All right. All right. Yeah, man. Wow. I'm actually astonished because you listen, you know what happened in Madagascar as well. Madagascar had this recently. So this is like an ongoing situation. This is an ongoing situation all over the continent. Sooner or later, Nigeria is going to be the only country that is still that has had no coup. Recently, that is. Nigeria is going to be the only country that has not had a coup sooner or later, because you know Ghana is going to happen at some point if they are not careful. You know Ghana is going to happen at some point. Senegal, well, they just had an election last year, but I don't know about that guy. Personally, I don't trust him. I don't trust that fellow who they put over there. That guy is highly suspect, if I may say so myself. And I may. The president of Senegal. Because one moment he's saying something that you like, the next moment you're confused. You know, that's what we're dealing with that man. All right, guys, let me pull up this story. How is everybody doing anyway? Maria Pasikova, okay. They had a military coup in 2003. Yeah, I mean, they've had a bunch of coups. They've had 3 or 4 of them. Do you know what the funny thing is? Like, nobody has had as many. Like, do you know how many coups Nigeria has had? It's just that we've calmed down in recent years. We used to have coups for fun. Do you know, when I was in Nigeria, I think I was there for 1, 2. I was there for 3 coups, 3 or 4 of them, while I was in the country. So this is nothing surprising. It's coming to your shores. Well, listen, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Nigeria is on dirty waters. I'm not going to say they're in danger. They're on very dirty waters at the moment. Trump is actually trying to come to Nigeria. There's Nigerians begging Trump to come to Nigeria. Do you know how stupid you have to be to even open your mouth to say something like that? I was telling Nigerians, I was like, listen, it doesn't matter how bad things are. Things cannot be better with the United States in your country. It doesn't matter how bad things are. It's not going to be better with them. Yeah. Let me pull up this story. Hold on. Share screen. All right. Window, Chrome tab. Where's that screen? Guinea Bissau. Let's share it. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oops. All right, guys. I'm gonna get this on screen in a second. Let me get it on screen. All right. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, guys, there we are. That's who we're dealing with now. Let's check out this story. Guys, it's not a game anymore. Those who thought it was a game, it's not a game. It's not a game. All right. Guinea-Bissau military seizes power as President Umaru Sissoco Embalo deposed and arrested. This was a staged coup. The very person who is staging it, he lost the election and does not want the results to be made official later on today. Listen, we're going to have a conversation. We'll talk about the possibilities because remember that the coup that was in Gabon, as far as I'm concerned, was a sham. That was a sham to put Nguema in power, which they've effectively done. Because Nguema is now president of Gabon. Is a United States White House man. And he's basically American as far as I'm concerned. The White House gave him money for his elections. That's who they have in Gabon, who allegedly staged a coup and is the cousin of the man that he was staging the coup against. And everybody bought into that. So believe me, I'm not just taking this on face value. I'm not taking this on face value. That being said, guys, I hope everybody saw the Back to Africa handbook. Sahel upgrade is coming on Friday, possibly for Black Friday. So I'm going to talk about that later on in the show after we deal with this. I'll talk about that later on in the show after we deal with this. Everybody make yourselves known. Everybody make yourselves known. All right. All right. So let's get into this story. Let me make this bigger. Guinea-Bissau military seizes power as President Umaru Sissoco Embalo deposed and arrested. This is from Sky News. The military said it was suspending the electoral process and media activities and closing borders after discovering a plot to manipulate electoral results, aided by politicians and a drug lord and foreigners. Wow, a drug lord. By the way, guys, as far as I heard, Guinea-Bissau is a major drug trafficking route between South America and Africa. That's what I've heard, which is very interesting. So it's the Portuguese colony that are doing drug dealing. I mean, is that what we're saying? The Portuguese colony is the one doing the drug dealing. That's what I've heard. You know, but as I said, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it today. Anyway, soldiers have appeared on state TV in Guinea-Bissau to say the country's military has seized power, accusing its president of interfering in Sunday's election as he revealed he had been deposed. Military spokesman Denis Nchama said in a statement that the military had decided to immediately depose the president of the republic and suspend all government institutions. He said they acted in response to the discovery of an ongoing plan that he said aimed to destabilize the country by attempting to manipulate electoral results. Guys, do you buy it? Guys, do you buy it? Let me know in the chat. Yes, no. Do you buy that story? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Type your responses. Yes or no. Do you buy it? Yes or no. Do you buy it? Type it in the chat. Do you buy that story? Do you buy the story? Yes or no? Type it in the chat. Okay, I'm looking in the chat. No. Wow. Everybody's a no? Damn. Good Lord. You guys drive a hard bargain. You guys drive a hard bargain. Everybody's no. Damn. Okay, you know what? Before we even go forward, can you guys tell me why you don't buy it? Can somebody in the chat tell me why you do not buy this story? Somebody in the chat tell me why. I want you guys who are saying no to give me one sentence each as to why you don't buy the story. I know what I think, but I don't want to, give my opinions early. Tell me why you don't buy the story, guys. I'm skeptical. I need more facts. That's from Instagram. That's from Instagram. It says it's skeptical. Okay. Okay. Maria Spazikova, I have no opinion because I don't know his dealings, and online it says officers were arrested on October 31st because of a planned coup. Okay. All right. From Cameroon, no. Okay. No, this doesn't seem like it just happened. Very smooth. Looks like lots of planning. Oh, that's from Star Smith. A narco state. This is thanks to Umeru being a known drug dealer. I know about that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I've heard about this drug lord. I've heard about the drug lord. Anthony Walker, do you want to get removed from the chat? Because I take souls. If you start misbehaving and spamming the chat, I'll just take your soul and you'll be gone. So please calm yourself down. Keep it to one comment. If you want to make a comment, don't spam the comments. Thank you very much. I'm going to give you the benefits of the doubt. Guys, I don't think I buy this story. I don't think I buy this story. I really don't. I need to see more information. We're going to keep reading, but on the surface of things, I don't think I buy it. Let's keep going. So this is the picture of the guy. Guinea Bissau President Umaro Sissoco Embalo at the UN in 2023. The guy's looking very healthy. Look at the way this man is looking. Look at how healthy he looks. I wanted to zoom the photograph. Guys, are you seeing how healthy this man looks when his country are struggling? Look at how healthy this president looks. Everybody, look at his face. Look at the quality of his skin. Look at his face. Look at the fat content on his face. Look how healthy this president looks when his country is struggling. I don't trust him from the photograph. I don't trust him. Just from this picture, I don't trust the man. Guys, am I being too harsh? Guys, am I being too harsh? Because this photograph, now that I'm looking at this photograph, look at the quality of his face. I don't like what I'm seeing. Because when you're president of an African country that's having hard times, your face should be hard times. When you're president of a country that's having hard times, your face should be hard times. Did you go and look at what Magafuli looked like before he died? Go and look at Magafuli. That's how you look like when you're trying to do things. When you looked at Magafuli's face, I said, that's what you look like when you're in Africa trying to do things. Tanzania president who died. Magafuli, go and look at his photograph and then compare Magafuli's photograph to this picture. Go and compare his photo to this picture. You see, the thing that you people think I'm joking. This is how you can tell what's going on. When I looked at William Ruto's photograph, I knew that there was something up. I said, this man is looking too fresh. When your country is having economic problems and you're looking at the president's face and he looks that fresh, I said, you're clearly not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're clearly not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Look at this Sissoko. That suit looks like Versace. Let's continue. All right. The scheme was set up by some national politicians with the participation of a well-known drug lord and domestic and foreign nationals. Mr. Nchama said, but gave no details. Okay. The country has emerged as a hub for drug trafficking between Latin America and Europe. The electoral process was being suspended immediately, along with the activities of the media, while the country's borders were being closed, he said. Now, wow. Can you join my live? Not yet. Not yet. I'll let you know when I'm taking calls. Not yet. Let's get through this story. Everybody, listen, as you come in here, remember to comment so I know who's in the chat. Make sure to comment so I know who's in the chat. All right. The country has emerged as a hub for drug trafficking between Latin America and Europe. The electoral process was being suspended immediately, along with the activities of the media while the country's borders were being closed, he said. Guinea-Bissau President Umaro Sissoko Embalo told French television network France 24, I have been deposed. Let me ask you guys a question. A president has just been arrested and is in the middle of a coup. Why is the first people he talks to French press? Does that even, think about that? Why is the first people that this man is speaking to, how did he even get access to France 24? How did he even get access to these people? Is it strange for me to ask that? Because maybe I'm being a bit weird. Is it strange for me to ask that? Does anybody who's watching this, who's listening, think it is strange that the president of a West African country, when he's in the middle of a coup, the coup is ongoing, he's talking to the French media? Is that strange? Anthony Walker, you came here with an open mind. Nobody's disrespecting you. I said that you're spamming the comments. You put in 4 to 5 comments at the same time. And I said, we don't do that here. If you want to say something, you put it in one comment. You don't spam the comments and then start demanding that you get spoken to. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much. Listen, because he's very good friends with Macron. That's my point. That's my point. It's like how do you have a coup in an African country and the first thing you do is you call French news? That is very strange. That's very strange. You're not calling other African presidents, your allies in Africa, the news networks in countries around your own nation. You're calling France? Come on, guys. The official statement we now have that we are all working from is coming from French press. The official statement that we're all working from, as far as what the president is saying, is coming from France. That says a lot. That says a lot. Again, as I say, am I being too conspiratorial? Am I being too conspiratorial? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. So everybody who was saying that they're a Portuguese colony, I don't care about that. France is in control of that entire region. Or should I say, they used to be. Because things are rapidly changing. Things are rapidly changing. I know listen, I know what I'm doing. Anyway, an international election, French news outlets, oh, here we are. French news outlet Jeune Afrique quoted Mr. Embalo as saying he was arrested in what he called a coup led by the army chief of staff, but did not suffer violence. An international election observer told Associated Press the president has been speaking to people saying he's being held by the military. Gunfire was heard near the presidential palace in the capital, Bissau, around noon on Wednesday. A palace official said a group of armed men tried to attack the building, leading to an exchange of gunfire with guards. Gunshots were also heard around the nearby National Electoral Commission, an Interior Ministry official said. Both sources spoke on condition of anonymity. You know what, guys? I mean, I'll say this, that even though this is a positive thing, when I heard that there was no violence, I was like, yeah, this seems a bit fishy. This seems a little fishy. A coup with no violence, and they said that they took the man calmly. Yee. That's a little fishy to me, folks. Seems a little fishy to me. Whew. All right, can you hear me now? Is that better? Can you hear me now? How is it now? How is the sound now? I said no sound. Is the sound back? Is the sound back? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Give me some feedback. Ah, la, 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 la. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. I just reset it. But all right. All right. Listen, guys, listen. The way that this stuff has gone, how long could you not, when did I go out? Did you hear, how long was I without sound? How much did you miss? How long was I without sound? Because I didn't realize that that was happening, you know. By the way, guys, while all you guys are here, the Back to Africa handbook, I'm doing a Black Friday deal on this coming Friday, tomorrow for some of you, but day after tomorrow for the rest of you, where I'm giving away free Sahel upgrade, which is about Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. So the Back to Africa handbook is an 83-page ebook that gives you all the information you need to jumpstart your plans for moving or repatriating to Africa. Because everybody is now escaping to Africa. So you better be prepared and have your options in line. And what I'm doing now, because of the excitement that has surrounded the Sahel countries, is I've set up, I'm creating a Sahel upgrade for free for everybody who gets a copy of the handbook. So if you already bought the Back to Africa handbook, you don't need to do anything. It's automatically going to get sent to your email inbox on Friday. If you do get a copy on Friday, when I start this deal, you're going to get both. You're going to get the book, the ebook to your email, and the upgrade as well. So it's a 50-page upgrade plus the 83 pages. So it's almost 150 pages, tons of value, tons of information, saves you months and months and hours of running around. I did all the work for you. So you should be thanking me for that. So if you guys are interested in that, and if you're on Instagram or Facebook listening, watching, all you need to do is comment handbook. If you comment handbook in the comments, check your DMs, the information gets sent to your DMs. Everybody else, YouTube and so forth, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going to let you know when it's available on Friday. So just keep your ears peeled. Keep your ears peeled. But if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you can type handbook and then I can DM you because I've got the automation there that can get you guys the information that you need. 5 minutes. I was gone for 5 minutes. Why didn't anybody say anything? Why didn't anybody say anything? You were just looking at my face. Goodness me. 5 minutes. Good Lord. That means you missed a lot of information. You missed a lot of information. Facebook and Instagram, type handbook if you want to get the handbook on Friday and the free Sahel upgrade. That's a special Black Friday deal. No sound again. No. Guys, can you hear me now? Maybe this person is delayed. It couldn't have been 5 minutes. That 5 minutes is a long time. That's a long time. Instagram and Facebook, type handbook if you want the handbook on Friday. This is a special deal. It's not going to last. It's only for the weekend. So you better get in on it because it's not going to be free forever. So you're getting the thing for free on Friday if you get the handbook on Friday during the deal. But anyway, look, listen. The crazy thing about this now is that even in the midst of these situations, we're not in control of the conversation. French media is in control of the conversation. Yeah, no, it is slow. Geo, it's slow. There is a delay, and I think the delay is because of this stream. So I could set it. What I'm going to do in future, there's a setting I can change where there is less of a delay, but it affects the quality of the stream. So if you want the stream to be decent, you have to have a slight delay. You have to have a slight delay. But everybody, guys, get in on the handbook. There are only 1,000 for the deal. And we've already got 400 today. So there's only 600 left. There's 1,000 for this deal. 400 have already gone. There's only 600 left. So type handbook if you're in Facebook or Instagram, and we DM you the information. You get it on Friday when this goes live. There's only 600 left places for the actual deal, the promotion. Because you guys better start planning your exit strategy. You guys better start planning your exit strategy. And you know what the beauty is of all of this stuff is that the coups that are happening, when you look at the coups that are going down, Africa is trying to be free. And I think that The fake coups are actually part of that, because when they stage a fake coup, it's because they're afraid of what the people are pushing for. So they need to install somebody that can mitigate that, which is what happened in Gabon. That's what's happened in Gabon. For Positive Vibes, you're welcome. Positive Vibes is on the list. You see, I'm seeing everything in real time. When you type handbook, my minions are working all around me to make it happen. So you're welcome, Positive Vibes. The handbook will be, and listen, that handbook is fantastic. There is nothing like it that exists where people give you that kind of info. No, nothing like it exists. But listen, yeah, Bongo, I already talked about Bongo and Gabon. It was a fake coup. It was fake. It was completely fake. And I think that the sad thing is, if people don't know their history, you need to know your history to be able to avoid, hold on. You need to know your history to be able to avoid getting yourself into these predicaments. Okay, that's fine. You need to know your history to be able to avoid getting yourself in these predicaments. Once you know the history, it is very easy to spot these bamboozles. The bamboozles, you can spot it a mile away. You know, you can spot it a mile away. And guys, when you type handbook, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you check your DMs and check your spam folder in your DMs if it's not in your main DM. Do that to make sure that you click the button to get yourself the alert so that you get alerted when this happens. What is happening in Guinea-Bissau involves geopolitics and Masonic hidden forces. Oh, damn. Okay. Damn. All right. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to put the link up for people to now come in and have a chat with me. Respect yourselves, respect the show. Respect yourselves and respect the show. Make sure that your camera is on, your sound is on point. If you're on YouTube, you will see the link. Click that link. I will bring you into the show to have a conversation about this. Thought I was doing something important. No, 25 day, I had no idea what my sound had gone, but thankfully, it wasn't gone for too long. It wasn't gone for too long. You know, guys, you know that we're on course for 1 million on Facebook. By the way, I just wanted to let everybody know. My platform, I think, is going to hit 1 million followers on Facebook very fast, because we've gotten to 153,000 in the space of 2.5 months. 2.5 months, 150. We're getting over 50,000 followers on Facebook a month. At that pace, and I haven't even started releasing the heavy hitters. I want to show you one of the heavy hitters I've got coming. Let me show you a heavy hitter. In fact, I'm not even going to show it to you. Nah, I'm not going to show it to you. Guys, I've got some big videos coming out. We're going to cover Tanzania, Nigeria, Sudan, Darfur. We're covering everything. Those videos are on the way. That's the reason why you haven't seen me on the streets. I've been in the lab preparing some materials. That's why you haven't seen me on the streets. So many things coming out. So if you are on, like I said, I'm going to be releasing these videos to the memberships. I'm taking a risk by exposing the truth. You see, that's the funny thing. I don't like to think of what I'm doing being that. You know, you could say that there are people who are conspiracy guys. I'm not really that. Like, I'm more of a history person. So a lot of the things I even talk about is really just trying to use history to give context to what is happening. You know, so it's really, I'm a history guy. Positive vibes, I appreciate it. That's really what I'm doing. So I'm trying to give people, like, for example, the Back to Africa handbook, I realized there isn't any such resource anywhere. So all these people, there are millions of you who are interested in coming to Africa, moving to Africa, visiting Africa, but you don't even know where to begin to plan. Like, how do we even start? Like, what do we do? So that's why I created it. Unfortunately, listen, a lot of people don't realize the value. So I keep trying to tell people, I'm like, guys, you know what? If you're serious about learning about this stuff, the kind of stuff I'm giving you in this book, you'd be paying hundreds of dollars to get a consultant and somebody to handle this for you. I'm just giving it to you for a disgustingly low price. So for you to get these materials, I think it's important that I continue to produce educational materials, functional materials, entertainment materials, film. I don't do music yet. Take care. I don't do music yet, but that doesn't mean I don't do music. But that's what's really important, is just to make sure that you have all the materials that you require. Yeah, listen, my Facebook has the explosion on Facebook is nuts. It's bonkers. Listen, guys, I went to Nigeria. I don't tell people when I'm in Lagos. I don't let anybody know. I only let people know when I've left Lagos. So when I was in Nigeria a few weeks ago, guys were coming up to me on the streets. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? Guys were like, listen, Meg, you're known. I was like, really? They said, listen, man, in Nigeria, you're known in Nigeria, Meg. And I was like, well, I think I better keep myself. I better lay low. I better lay low. Because there's a lot of information here that needs to be put out. So I better lay low. That's what the man told me. He said that in Nigeria, you're known. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so guys, look, I think that I agree with, oh damn. I agree with the people who said that this might be fake. I actually agree with you. Like, it seems a little bit fishy, but I want to know more. Do you know what it's going to come down to? This is what it's going to come down to. Let us see who comes out as the replacement for this guy. That's when you'll know. You'll know whether this is fake or not based on the type of president or leader that comes out to take over from him and how France and the West react to that person. That's the key. If there are no sanctions, they don't get sanctioned like Gabon. You know, Gabon, there were no sanctions. Isn't that crazy? How do you have a coup where everybody else's coup, you sanction everybody? When it came to Gabon, you didn't sanction them. Or the sanctions was very light. That, my friends, is how you know whether something is for real or not. That's how you know if something is for real. These are the facts. These are the facts. That is how you know if something is for real. You know? And you know that, do you know what? I actually think that you need to go in a movie to, well, no, I don't think I want to be in a movie. I don't think so. I don't know if that's going to work for me. I don't know if that's going to work for me. Statistics on Guinea-Bissau population, 1.9 million, 20 ethno-linguic groups, 50%. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you, Tobechuku. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Tobechuku. Thank you for your hard work. I appreciate it. I do what I can. I do what I can. You know. But yeah, no, I mean, so Friday, Black Friday, listen, those videos that I'm talking about, those topics are really important topics, especially, you know, the Nigeria one and Donny T trying to take over Nigeria. Like, listen, that's a serious situation. You see, it's not till things get out of hand that people start taking it serious. Engineer Hakimi, sir, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to bring you on, but your light is very dark. You might want to check your lighting. Engineer Hakim, you might want to check your lighting. Hold on, let me get ourselves in here. All right. All right. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes. So what do you have? What do you have for me? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's actually a very sad thing to see on the news that there's another coup right now. There's another coup right now because well, it's becoming a bad image for Africa, if I may put it that way. Because right now it's like the rest of the world is looking upon us and just seeing us as savages. Like we can't really manage our resources. We can't really manage our people. We can't really manage our assets. We can't coordinate ourselves. We can't conduct ourselves in any way. And it's actually a very sad thing. If you look at this particular case of Guinea-Bissau now, from all indication, it appears that there's several signs of manipulation. I don't know if I can put it that way because right now you are saying that there's a coup and then you're not addressing the state media, you're not addressing people close by, you're not addressing countries close by, you're not addressing the African Union, you're not addressing any form of body that you are affiliated to, but you are addressing France.
That doesn't make
It's more
sense.
like exactly
That
that
doesn't make
that
sense.
makes absolutely no sense because it's now looking like you are more like a puppet and France is just your master.
This is the thing I'll tell
I
you.
don't know if I
Yeah, but this is the thing. Well, thanks. I appreciate what you're saying. However, I'll give you a thought of a different perspective to this. How else is Africa supposed to get out from what is the position it's in if it doesn't have coups? The
well
democratic,
if
none of those things work. All those other tactics that people use, they don't work. They don't. The best president in Africa today, the best president that Africa has had for decades, is a man that got in by a coup. Traore got in with a coup. Tiani got in with a coup. Goita got in with a coup. This is the reality. The best presidents, the people who are actually trying to help their countries, are the ones who got in with coups. How did Ruto get into power? Wasn't it elections? Democracy. How did Museveni get into power? Wasn't it a democracy? He has disconnected. Maybe there was too much truth. Maybe the truth was too heavy that his connection failed. Didn't Museveni get in with the elections? Didn't Ruto get in with elections? Didn't Tinubu get in with elections? All the people who got voted in allegedly, wasn't Bongo an election? They're all elections. Nguema, who just got into power, who we know is from a White House man, a US guy, isn't it elections that he won? Suluhu Hassan, who has wrecked Tanzania, isn't it elections? And then you want to turn around and tell Africans that go with the democracy when all the democratic people that are in office are messing the country up. Listen, Traore is the best president in the world. Forget about just Africa. He's the best is one of the best in the world. One of. Because for better or worse, Vladimir is actually good for what do they call it for Russia. But he's one of the best in the world. People just want to hate on him because he's doing what's right for us. You know? So when I look at it, it's like we do not have any evidence in our continent. We have no evidence of things going well when we do democracy. We don't have any evidence of that. So then, how do you then convince a people that that is the direction to go in? If every time you go down that direction, things don't go well. These are the questions I'm asking. These are the questions I'm asking. How do you expect that when things don't go well? So, I mean, for me, I'm not going to sit here and start, you know, like, and have a conversation about the concept of, oh, we are looking so bad to them, and look at how we're looking, we're making, who cares what they think? Who cares? I don't care what they think. You're never going to look good to those people. So I really couldn't care less what they think, to be honest. They can think whatever they want. How do they look to us? That's actually a better question. How do they look to us? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science, folks. Samia Suluhu, man. Listen, man. That lady, man. That lady is hardcore. The question you've got to ask is that, is she the one who's actually making all of these decisions, or is it other people, the shadow government behind her? That's the question you've got to ask. Let me take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Quick commercial break.
Have you seen the movie 300? It's based on the ancient myth of 300 Greek Spartan warriors that defeated an army of Persians. Like the legendary Spartan warriors who faced impossible odds, I don't need an army of thousands. I only need 300 committed individuals. 300 people who believe and are ready to fund the creation of content that educates, inspires, and uplifts us. To do this in a forum that has absolutely no outside influence or algorithm. Each quarter, the 300 will decide what projects to create. Each quarter, they will provide the resources to make it happen. I'll set the base rate at maybe $100 once a quarter when the project is voted on, but any individual can decide to put in more. This isn't that different from Patreon, Kickstarter, or GoFundMe, but it's refined, bespoke, focused, and efficient. This will give me the freedom to do for my African and diasporan audience what I need to do and how I need to do it. Together, we'll create a system that cannot be censored, silenced, or suppressed. There can be no growth or survival without resources. Are there 300 of you willing to work with me to do what we need to do? If so, there is a link to the 300 form in my profile bio and in the description of this video, depending on where you are watching this. The world will not save Africa, and it never will. We must save ourselves.
Yeah, guys. That is the reality. The 300, if you want to support my work, click the link in my profile, or you can go to the website that you see on the screen. Man, oh man, oh man, what are we dealing with? 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 Look, I would say this, that the best that we can do as a community is just to keep ourselves informed. I think that's the best thing. I don't think that there's any other way to look at it. Is that you just got to keep yourself informed. You know, I don't know why people don't like military of a country fighting for their people, but they will support Pentagon going to other countries to remove elected leaders. Yeah, listen. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to. Let me explain something to you. America is basically a military government. It's basically a military government. Every decision that they make is based on the military-industrial complex. So the facade is that there's a civilian president. When you see Trump or Obama and everything that they do is based on what the army wants or the military wants. That's it. Engineer Hakim, your service is very bad. If you're going to come on, can you make sure that your connection is? You know, you're going to get disconnected again. Hold on. I'll try it one more time. We'll see how it goes. Hello.
Yeah, hello, I can hear you.
Yeah, we'll try again, but I say your
Sorry
connection
about
is.
my internet is, yeah, it's kind of messy right now. I'm just struggling with it. I don't know why. Well, it's one of the challenges we have here in Africa. So
Yes. Okay. So you were. So what do you have for me? What were you saying?
Well, I was saying that it's surprising that we have brought ourselves down to this level where we have to depend on revolutionaries to actually take us out from the hands of our captives who are hell bent on seeing that they milk every aspect of our resources and disregard the large populace and
Okay. Hold on one
really don't
second. Hold on
give.
one second. Is my sound? There's somebody saying that there's a sound issue. Is there a sound issue for anybody? Can everybody hear us well? Can everybody hear us clearly? Okay, carry on. I just wanted to ask if people were having sound issues. Carry on.
Okay, well, it's just a sad note waking up to hear of another coup, and it appears that this might actually just be the only route to our freedom for now. Because if it's left to democracy, democracy is not really producing the result we desire.
It's not
So
producing anything.
it, yeah, for now, democracy is not really giving us even close to 25% of our expectations. So, but going back to the coup doesn't seem to be a real coup. I don't know why I'm the only one seeing it that way. It seemed to be some form of manipulation or some form of imposition or some sort. I don't really know why I'm the only one seeing it that way. But
You're not the only one. No, you're
if
not the only one.
oh, okay, well, if it were to be something that happened and it happens to be what the people want, they want something different. They want a change. They want a leader that actually has their vision and has their interest in mind. It would have been a good thing. But right now, it doesn't look like that's what it is. It just seemed to be some form of imposition in Guinea-Bissau, and we don't really know. The next few weeks we will study the situation, and I'm very sure that the intentions of whoever is behind it will be made clear, and we'll know if it's actually a coup that is birthed out of frustration of the general populace or frustration of the military standing by and watching the executive just literally misuse and mismanage the opportunity given to them. You know, most times our so-called executive, our so-called politicians just see themselves as demigods and feel like they can do as they please, and then forget that people actually elected them into positions and with the sole purpose of service. They forget that they are actually just there to serve, and they suddenly start seeing themselves as some form of demigods. It's literally happening all over Africa right now. The only places I can see that are actually hell bent on doing something good for their population is the three Sahel states that have woken up and decided that they want to liberate themselves, and you
Yeah,
can
but
actually
like I
see
said, but you heard
the
you heard what I said, that those were coup countries. The countries that have actually put
yes,
themselves in a decent position are all coup countries. Like, look,
yes, and
democracy,
it happens to
democracy.
be that democracy is not a solution for us right now.
Yeah, but
That's just the
there's an
plain
easy
and
reason why it's not. Democracy doesn't work for Africa because it is not designed. You see, democracy in a pure sense would be fine. That would be fine if it was pure. The reason why democracy doesn't work is that it is just a smokescreen, a tool for foreign powers to control African countries. Because as long as you can have a democracy, you can always put in the man that you want into office. If you have a country that is run by dictators or coup people who just seize power, you have no idea what they're going to be. You don't know. It could be anything. And in fact, if they now go left, maybe you can agree with them now. Tomorrow they change their mentality and go in a different direction, then you have to now figure out a way to assassinate them or remove them, because you can't just wait for the next election to put another man into power. That's why they love democracy. Those guys love democracy because what you can do. Do you know how many presidents in Africa have won like 10 to 15 elections in a row? That happens all
yes,
over the
I know.
continent. How do
It
you
is only in Africa you
Only in
experience
Africa,
such.
which is
It
what
is
I'm
only
saying,
in
that
Africa.
that is how disingenuous the West is. They are such liars. They are so disingenuous that you claim that you want democracy for Africa. Yet, as soon as you put in a democratic president in Africa, you allow that president to stay there for 40 years, 30 years, 25 years. Whereas in your country, you would never tolerate that. They would never
Never.
tolerate that. But in Africa, you would, and the thing is that you're doing business with these guys. You're not forcing them to leave. Yet Traore,
And the moment they feel like you're no longer useful,
the
they find a way to remove you.
second Traore got into office, they were already talking about when he was going to leave. Well, you're going to do 4 years, and then the second he extended his term, oh, he's extended it. He's now doing. I'm like, look at these useless people. You're complaining about a man who extended his term beyond 4 years. Yet Biya has been a president since 1983 at the age of 92, and you don't have anything. Do you know that there is no press in the West that has made an article independently going after Paul Biya for being a 92-year-old president who's going to be in office till he's 100? Nobody said anything.
They won't. I don't think they will allow any press to publish that kind of information,
They're not
especially
saying
in the
it.
West.
So for me, it's like, I don't care when anybody comes to tell me about they query. This is not embarrassing. I like it. When I saw this news, it's not embarrassing at all. My question is that, is this a real coup or a fake one? That's the question I'm asking.
Exactly.
I'm
And
not looking at that at it as an embarrassment whatsoever.
right now, I don't think we can really tell. But from all indication, it appears to be a fake coup. So, but the next few days, the next few weeks, studying the information thoroughly, we would be able to understand if it is the people being totally fed up and decided to take power, and probably we'll know very soon, but we
No, I
can't
mean,
really
like,
tell
that is my
100% for
point.
sure right now.
Exactly. The way that we're going to know is who takes power and the reaction of the West to that person. That is the acid test. We will
Well,
know
from
whether
all
this was
indication,
legit
they
or
are
not.
saying that it's going to be the chief of staff of the military, right? From all
Yeah, but what
indication,
I'm
it
saying is
appears
that
to be.
I don't care who it is. I want to see the reaction is what will tell me whether it's legit or not. That is how we'll know. If there are no sanctions, if they do not get sanctioned, I already know it's fake. If these people do not get sanctioned, did you see what they tried to do to Niger? Did you see what they tried to do to Niger using Nigeria as well? Those guys were almost on starvation.
Yes.
They almost got to the point of starvation.
At some point, electricity was cut off to
They
them.
had no
I think
electricity because
I
of
got to that.
Nigeria,
Yes,
which in and
I'm
of
aware of
itself was a
that.
ridiculous thing, because that's what was so sad about it. Niger produces massive amounts of uranium, and 30% of the uranium used by France for its own electricity. Yet Niger doesn't have electricity for its own people. That is what was so sad about it, that for Niger to be in a position where Nigeria could affect their electricity is nuts. And this is one thing that actually makes it strange. Why is Nigeria exporting electricity to Niger when we do not have electricity in Nigeria?
Well, I think to best answer that question, it's regarding the source of the electricity. I think the source of the electricity comes from I think, is it the River Niger or the River Benue? I'm not really sure. It's actually hydroelectric power. So, in order for those places where the hydroelectric power is sourced from, not to dam their end of the river to prevent the volume from being able to generate enough power downstream. So I think that's why it has to be us who happen to dam the river. So if we happen to be the ones to dam the river and generate the electricity, it's normal for us to actually supply to
Yeah,
those
but that's
aspects
not,
of.
yeah, but that's, I get that. My point is that the fact that we're doing that, wouldn't we take care of our own country first before we even start doing deals that will be giving electricity to anybody? That's my feeling about it. I could be wrong, but I do not see how Nigeria can be doing
Yeah,
any kind of power deal to be giving electricity to
there's
anybody
there's
before we take care of ourselves.
there's a lot about Nigeria that personally I'm not really comfortable with, because if you ask me, yeah, I'm a software engineer. I literally have to rely on electricity to work. I'm actually on break right now. That's why I have time to join your live. I
You're on
work
break.
remotely.
Where
I
are
work
you?
from home. Yeah, I work from Nigeria. I'm in
Oh,
Nigeria. I work from
okay.
home. I work remotely. So it happens to be that electricity is paramount to my line of work. So I don't know why it is still a problem. It is a problem. It has been a problem for Nigeria since like 1960. It is still a
Well, you know
problem
what?
now.
Look, let us not
I
even
don't
get into. Let's because then we'll just move off the topic at hand. That's a whole other conversation.
exactly.
The point that we're
Nigeria is
doing here is
just
that look, the current thing we will figure out when we see who takes power. That's what we can say.
and secondly, one thing I am probably going to see is I don't think France is going to sanction them. Yeah, even if any other country sanctions them, I
No,
don't
but
think
that's yeah,
France
but
will.
this is where I'm saying that we will know it's fake. Like we'll see what happens. Anyway, look, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will see you the next time. Thank you for jumping on the live. I appreciate your thoughts. And
All right, thank you very much. You're
you're
welcome.
welcome. Thank you. All right, all right, all right. Man, oh man. Listen, France ain't sanctioning nobody. You can listen, it is so easy to tell these things now. All you need to do is go and read the articles. Go and read the articles and see how they are writing about this thing. That is the way that you know. The articles are they're not attacking. The second that there was a coup in Niger, the articles were scathing. Scathing. And then they were talking to Nigeria. I remember that there was an article I read in Le Monde, the French newspaper Le Monde, where they were saying that they were looking at what Tinubu, our president of Nigeria, was going to do about Niger to see. And I was like, who the hell do these people think they are? They're looking at the president of Nigeria to prove himself in how he handles Niger. Disrespect, guys. That is disrespect. That is disrespect. Anyway, look, we've come to the end of the show. It's very late for me, so I've got to get out of here and actually get ready to get some rest myself. Wow, guys. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. As I said, Friday is Black Friday. Now that I know what Black Friday means, because at first I was like, I don't even like saying Black Friday, but now I know what Black Friday means. I'm like, okay, I now know what it means because I was like, yeah, why is it called Black Friday? But as I said, guys, if you are on, what do they call it? If you are on, what's this? Instagram or Facebook, comment handbook in the comments and then check your DMs for information about the Back to Africa handbook. If you are on YouTube or Substack or anywhere else, Substack, there was an article posted about this where I was taking votes. But if you're interested in YouTube or Substack, type yes in the comments right now so I know if you are interested in the Back to Africa handbook bundle, because you get the book and you get free the Sahel upgrade about Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, giving information about if you want to repatriate or move there, things to be aware of, the process, the things the opportunities that you might have, so on and so forth, so you are best prepared. Isn't France bankrupt? France is bankrupt. They've always been bankrupt. They've always been bankrupt. Prexy, if you're saying yes, then just type handbook. If you're on Instagram or Facebook and you want to get the deal on Friday, type handbook in the comments. Type handbook in the comments. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, type handbook in the comments. If you are on Substack, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Let me see. What would I get you to do in Substack? Let me see. I'm going to give you a link. Let me give you a link on Substack. Let me see if I have the link here. I don't know whether the link is actually even going to work. You know what I'll do? If you want to get the book on Substack, I'm going to give you an email address. And you can email me and I'll get you the information. Okay. Send an email to info@themec.io and I'll take care of it for you. If you're on Substack or YouTube, send an email to info@themec.io and I'll give you the information for the deal on Friday. So what it is that you get the Back to Africa handbook. When you buy that, you will get the Sahel upgrade for free. These are ebooks that go direct into your email. And what it has is all the information of preparing you if you want to move to or visit Africa. It just gives you all the information, all the things to think about, the process. That's why it's a handbook, because it saves you the trouble of going around the internet and asking people and getting consultants and all that. You don't need to do any of that because now you have the handbook. So you can then, from that handbook, know exactly what things you need to go and investigate to get yourself best ready. Okay? It came out last year. A lot of people already bought it. If you bought one, you're going to get the Sahel upgrade for free on Friday. So you don't need to do anything. If you already bought the handbook, you're getting it for free. If you haven't got the handbook, you buy it on Friday and then you get the upgrade for free automatically. Okay? So emails, if you're on YouTube or Substack, send an email to info@themerc.io. info@themerc.io. And I will take care of you. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, you just type handbook and you will get sent and when you type handbook, make sure you check your email, your messages on Facebook and Instagram, your DMs, check your spam folder, and then you click the button in there to make sure you get added to the promotion, because we're only giving out 1,000 of these for the promotion. 400 have already gone before I started the live today, because I only told people today. 400 went immediately. There's 600 left for this promotion. The value of this thing is like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I'm giving it away for peanuts. How much you'd have to pay for somebody to take care of this stuff for you. So check it out. Yeah, man. So listen, I'm going to keep tabs on this. This is what we're going to look out for. We're going to look out for you're on Substack. Like I said, you can email Full Circle if you want it. All right, listen. I'm going to give you some information. If France and the UK and US do not push for these guys to get sanctioned, something is fishy. It's that simple. Second of all, whoever gets into office in Guinea-Bissau, if they are not being called junta left, right, and center, the junta leader, the coup leader, something is up. If they are not getting severely unflattering articles written about them by the Western media, something is off. Something is off. Unable to get into my backstage. I gave you the link for that. What are you talking about? Anyway, look, Eugene, I'm about to go anyway, so you're a bit late to get on the show. You're a bit late to get on the show. You are a bit late to get on the show. Yes, info@themerc.io. But Maggie Getfield as well. I will, because you're going to get the info, because I'm going to send it to the 300 Telegram for Friday. I'm also going to do a post to the Substack with all the info and put a note up on Substack. So it's going to be very unlikely that you're not going to be able to access this. But there's people who already got the Back to Africa handbook, so you don't have to do anything. So you don't have to buy anything anymore. You already have it. I'll send it to you on Friday. Because the Sahel upgrade is specifically for those 3 countries. I might actually throw in some extra recommendations, because I know Benin Republic has an initiative for repatriation that's very favorable, which I might include. I think I put in, did I put in the Ghana? No, I think Ghana was in the Back to Africa handbook, the main one. But yeah, I might include Benin Republic as well, just as a recommendation, because they do have some very favorable options for you too that you should be aware of. They have some favorable options that you should be aware of. Oh my Lord. All right, guys. What a show. What a show. We come to it at last, the turn of the tide. How is this time? Because this time I actually got on so late that I know that most of my UK and Nigeria viewers aren't even aren't awake. I know I have some UK people in here, but most UK people, by the time I got on, it was almost midnight. You sent the email. Okay, I'll check it. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, Mama Mbake, I see your email. I got your email. Okay, I'll respond to that afterwards. I got your email. Let me see who else sent. Let's see. Who else sent? All right. I'll check all of these out. All right. All right. All right. All right. Wait a minute. Full Circle, is that you? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. I got you. All right. I got you. Full Circle, I thought you were already in the 300. You're not in the 300? I thought you were already in it. I thought you were already in it. I did not realize you were not. Yeah, London and Lagos. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's in bed. I was going to bed earlier. Yeah, no, listen, it was an impromptu live. Like I found out the news and I just jumped on live. This is not when my live is supposed to be. This was an impromptu, you know. Anyway, guys, look, I'm out of here. Cheers.